So we are becoming little more deeper and serious. You have to look into my eyes to understand. Don't hide yourself. So today I will just give you another session on I am Sat Chitanand. That means I'm the absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. That is what we were discussing, but in a totally different way, so that if you listen to it, if you contemplate and reflect, it will definitely help you in going deeper and and realizing the real self. Real self is Satchidanand. And we say it is absolute. We say it is absolute. So there is a permanent existence, there is a permanent consciousness, and there is a permanent happiness. You might be aware that I put one Shanti mantra. hmm? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamaduchyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnameva Vashit. I realize that I cannot go out what has already been explained. It's my way of putting the things in order. What has been explained, we cannot create anything new. Those who say that I have created this meditation and mindfulness, they are just joking. Nothing more than that. Take a simple example. What we say, nothing is whole in this universe. Nothing is whole. But now see, because of understanding the objective reality, the mathematics and physics, we say there is a whole number. You see the joke. I'm not criticizing the science. They both have their own place in the world. I have to be little more forthwith and straight and blunt in order to help you to reach to that state of consciousness. Nothing. We say that there is a whole number. Then why we have one by four? Why we have 1/8? Have you ever thought like this? Oh, there is a whole number. There is nothing whole as far as the objective reality is concerned. 1/4, 1/8, we have fraction, which plays an important role in objective analysis of the things in the world. Nothing is whole. As far as science is concerned, they talk about it, whole number, all of it, a thing. 1 dozen is a whole, but it is 1/12. What we say, the real self is exactly the whole, it cannot be divided into parts. You cannot divide it. The moment you divide it, it is not real self. Moment you divide it, it cannot be broken into parts. But then you have already divided that Sat Chit Anand, absolute existence, consciousness is bliss. No, these are the extensions. The way the mind and the intellect should understand. That is why we say it is Sat Chit Anand. Sat Chit Anand. So I believe you are doing contemplation on the Shanti mantra. So keep on doing it. So let me go a little deeper. So we are trying to understand this Sat Chit Anand. Sat. Sat means what? Sat means existence. Science has understood clearly that the matter is neither created nor destroyed. So it means that existence is eternal, all pervading. It was there, it is here, and it will continue to be there. That is the meaning of matter is neither created nor destroyed. How can you say this house? Crush this house, something remains. Crush what is already crushed, something will continue to remain. So, what our masters are saying, the name and the form can undergo change completely. But what is behind the name and the form will continue to exist. That is what we say is our existence. So now let the mind say, I exist. Name and the form exist because of that existence. There is something which continues to exist. Am I that existence? Yes, I am that existence. I'm not this body and the mind, breath, intellect, and the ego. Do you see? Matter is, when we say matter is neither created nor destroyed, do you see its application in the last 30, 40 years? We say recycle. We use the word recycle. Recycled products. We already get it. Even when you read the Microsoft website, they said it is created by the recycled product. Matter as such is cannot be destroyed, so it means I exist because of that existence. So I exist. If I use the word I, that I is body and the mind, exist because of that existence, which is the real self. So the first thing that we don't die. I'm coming to it means if I continues to exist, it means I don't die. My name in the form dies. But my goodness, we have such a great fear of death. We have an extreme fear of the death. Oh, I was sick, doctor saved me. Doctor saved you from the sickness. Did the doctor say you that I have saved you from death? Ask yourself. You have to understand this. If you don't pick up the higher level of, did any doctor say you you may be suffering from lot of illnesses and lot you go to the doctor. Oh, no, I already gave an example of my implant of the teeth. Yes, it's okay. Did you understand that? We're going a little deeper. Did the doctor say that I saved you from death? The doctor saved you from the sickness. Another sickness will come. That is the first part. Now come to the consciousness. What about the consciousness? You are saying it is absolute. Our mind, even my mind, at least I know that. In those days when my master used to say that you are of the nature of consciousness, come on, my mind says, when I die, where is the consciousness? How can you say that? Oh, this master is crazy. So we are trying to understand that we do not know if we remain conscious after the death or not. First, I'm posing a problem, and then I will find a solution. It's so simple. The intellect says no. We take it for granted. Our mind says, teacher is just talking. Let him talk. He's crazy. Let me say yes out of respect. But my mind doesn't agree. Do you agree? Tell me. Anyone agrees? You are agree, you are awakened. Do you see that? Do you see how the Eastern wisdom helps us? How these masters helped us through their intellect. Are you ready to understand? Yes, I'm ready to understand, but I have a fear of the death. So, fear of the death is the impurity. You cannot understand. First, purify your mind and then come. What should I do? Yes, I can help you, but follow it. I don't have a time. That is why you have a fear of death. Why you don't have a time? You are trying to save yourself from the death, which is inevitable. So I'm going to just keep that in mind. I thought to talk about little deeper as we have been together for a couple of years. So there was a guy who asked me that, I want to have a couple of sessions, I want to awaken to my spiritual consciousness. I said, come on. So after a few sessions, after a few sessions, he said, please pray for my mother. Mother is suffering from the cancer, so that at least he should be alive. So he had a wrong notion that I help a lot of people, even though it works. I'm not going there. So he continued to ask me every day. And after a month, just a month ago, his mother died, and then he started abusing. He started sending all emails, and I said, better not to respond. I did not say anything. You asked me to pray, I prayed it. Definitely, I will pray. It's my duty and responsibility. So he wanted to pray so that his mother would survive from the cancer. I have already given you the answer. The doctor always say, yes, you are free. Now you're healthy. But the doctor cannot save you from the death. It can save you from the implant. It can save you from the disease. Here we are understanding what is this death and the fear of the death. So I read it and then I stopped reading his emails. Sir, I have respected you so much. Oh, so you were bargaining. Because of the respect, I should have saved you. We don't want to understand. And that is why the master says you have to become a seeker to uh, realize this real self. Even a slight deviation will take you away. Now, I'm just saying to you all, did I say that mother will be saved from the death because you are respecting me, you are doing namaste to every day? We create unnecessary impurities in the mind. Let us go deeper. Let us go deeper. I've already told you, I'm sick. I must go to the hospital. It's a body and the mind. If I'm not able to take care, let me go to the doctor. Let me take the medicine. But at the same time, I should remember no one can save me from the death. We are trying to understand what existence, we have understood it, consciousness, and bliss. Why? How we are, how we are. Are hospitals made created to save one from the death. We overlap it. We create impurities in the mind. We live in ignorance. Now, are you clear? We live in ignorance. Oh, doctor will save me. Nothing can save you. Is there any hospital or a clinic that says that we have saved you from the death? Medical science have now started using for the last almost 20, 30 years. Jerry knows it very well. That now we don't use that we are treating a disease, we are managing a disease. I appreciate that. Who has coined this word? You cannot say, I have treated. You manage. Manage means you reduce the symptoms and ultimately so that we are able to uh, do our normal functioning. Am I right or not? We are going little next step deeper. That is what the master is saying. In dream, we do not experience as we are dead. In dream also, we have more or less a virtual world that we experience, the way we experience, which we call the real world in the waking state. We feel. So in the dream world also, consciousness is there. We are trying to understand how the consciousness is eternal, how the uh, consciousness is all pervading. That is our question, and we are trying to understand. So, what we understood in dream, we see the virtual world, even for 5 minutes, it's okay. But we have an understanding that there is consciousness there. As I am talking to you, so I'm conscious, and because the body is moving, mind is focused on this subject, and etc., etc. So even in the dream, we are sure we are alive. We are conscious because we are aware of the objective world, even though it disappears. Very good. No one believes in dream that no one believes in dream that we are sleeping. Sleeping is different and the dream is different. So we have a proof in the dream also that we are conscious. In waking state, we are already there because we are aware of the world. Very good. Can you give me one proof that you are not dead in deep sleep? Give me one proof. How long you have been sleeping? Can you give me one proof? You should give me one proof that you are not dead in deep sleep. Can you give me one example that we are conscious in deep sleep? That is why, we wake up every day. Today, I also woke up, you also woke up, and you joined the session. So I have an indirect reference that yes, there was a consciousness there in the deep sleep, but I don't know where it is. I don't experience the deep sleep. It is only in the waking state I understand that I slept very well. It is easy to experience consciousness in waking and the dream state, no experience of the consciousness in deep sleep. Clear? In both the states we experience now. We are going little next step deeper. So I'm just giving you stepwise, even though it is not possible, but I'm explaining based on the teachings of another. Master. In both the states, waking and the dream, we experience likes and dislikes, pain and the pleasure, profit and the loss. In dream, I got a lottery ticket of $1 million. It is a different matter that when I wake up, nothing is there. So there is a pain and pleasure, profit and the loss, likes and dislikes, both in dream and the waking state. Do you agree? If you agree, say yes. Okay. I've been saying yes, even if I don't agree. So where is the problem? I will continue. No, don't say that. You have to inquire by yourself. You have to contemplate and reflect. I'm adding some element of permanent happiness here before we go back to the consciousness. So, because of the likes gives me happiness, dislikes gives me unhappiness, whether it is a dream state or whether it is a waking state. Not in sleep. I don't know anything about the sleep. Only I had an indirect reference of that deep sleep that I slept very well. Hence, I am feeling relaxed and calm. But I don't know whether there is a consciousness in the deep sleep or not. So now we are taking both together. What consciousness and permanent happiness? We have already solved existence. Existence, consciousness, bliss. Before that, you add absolute. What is this absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss? This is the real self. Where it is here and now. It is here and now. Am I the real self? First, solve the problem that I'm scared of death. Yes, we are coming to that slowly. So when we exist, because of that existence, we are in a waking and the dream state. We can prove we are existence in the consciousness and waking and the dream state. First point. Now, because I have to go to the permanent happiness also, is there anyone in the world, any human being, I'm not talking of animals and other living species, can you find any human being who has only experienced happiness or who has only experienced unhappiness? Can you find anyone? Answer is no. Well, I'm happy. Next day, I'm unhappy, again happy, unhappy, happy, unhappy, happy. Sorrow, happiness, sickness, health. Huh? Clear? Are you understanding? Who experiences this happiness and unhappiness, likes and dislikes, pain and the pleasure, profit and the loss, richness and the poor? Who experiences this? It is the mind. Don't forget, our goal is to find we are consciousness and we are bliss, permanent happiness. My ignorant mind is not present in the deep sleep, so I don't experience happiness and unhappiness. I don't experience likes and dislikes. I don't experience profit and the loss. But in dream and the waking state, I have a reference that I'm conscious of the profit and the loss in the dream, and so in the waking state also. But it is because of the mind I don't experience anything in the deep sleep. Oh, so this mind and intellect is crazy. That is causing the problem. It is the mind since birth. I was grown up, lived in a society, culture, society, huh? Whatever you say, culture, society has conditioned me. How? That I will die, I have a fear of death. Is it not? Who accepted this? My mind and intellect. So even if I go to the doctor in the hospital, the ultimate question remains, doctor, everything is okay? How the doctor knows everything is okay, except his sickness, except my sickness. He can only tell me that how many teeth are decaying. He cannot tell me how long I'm going to survive. We are trying to understand consciousness and permanent happiness. Ignorant mind or intellect is not there in the sleep, it is placed somewhere else. So we don't experience like waking in the dream where we have a reference of the consciousness. It is because of the mind. It does not mean if the mind is sleeping, I'm unconscious. Consciousness is still there in sleep. Did you understand this? Sleeping is not the way to listen and learn. You have to be awake. Ashok, you will not get anything. Then you will say, I have attended your session for 3 years. I have I asked you to pray and then you could not say me. Clear. Now come to the mind in intellect. I am very, very extra intelligent. But it is same mind and intellect. We are not aware, so we are not consciousness. Is there wrong? Because through the mind I become conscious of the body, of the mind, of the intellect, of profit and the loss, pain and the pleasure. That mind is almost virtually absent in deep sleep. It does not mean that I'm not conscious. And also it does not mean that I'm not in the state of permanent happiness. Prove it. Logical. Pure logic, pure rationality. Why? Because the reason helps me to understand the cause and effect. If I find the ultimate cause, I have reached there. Ultimate cause helps me to remove the doubt, conflict, and confusion, including the fears. You're walking into the woods in the night, and there is a shade, there is a moonlight, and there is a shade of a tree, and you say, oh, there is a vampire. No, there is no vampire. I have to find out ultimate cause. And once I find the ultimate cause, the vampire of fear of the death goes away. No, but we are understanding how we are existence, consciousness, and bliss. Bliss means the permanent happiness. That is our goal. So now we understand that if I drop the intellect and the mind, use the same word, if I drop the mind, is that a state of sleep? Yes, it does not mean that the consciousness has left me. It does not mean the happiness has left me. Are your heart is strong to listen to me? The next statement. If you don't contemplate and reflect every day, it will not work. I can bet you. It is not going to work. You have to listen to it again and again and again and again. That is why our master says, Sata Sangatve Nesa Sangatvam. By listening and learning, contemplation, reflection, you get rid of the detachment. Where lives the detachment? In the mind. So when you drop the detachment, you have a freedom from the delusion. Your mind is free from the delusion. Only in that state you are able to contemplate and reflect clearly. So when you contemplate and reflect clearly, you are in the state of steadiness of the mind, natural state of the mind. And in that natural state of the mind, when you follow this teaching, you are there. So anyhow, uh, I believe everyone's heart is strong. What I'm going to say now. Yes, yes, say it, I will not accept maximum. Every day. How long we have been sleeping? If 50 years, it means 50 years, I've been sleeping. Look at how Master approaches. Master says the sleep is a short duration of the death. And the death is the eternal sleep. Problem is solved. What I said? Oh, so I've been dying every day? Yes. What is your definition of a death? I'm not conscious of the body and the mind. I'm not conscious of the world. So it happens in the deep sleep also. Compare. Compare your death and the sleep. If there is any difference, tell me. Only difference. Only difference. What is that difference? Sleep is a short duration of the death. And the death is the eternal sleep. Eternal means all forever. I'm sleeping forever. I'm sleeping for a short duration. That is one way to explain it. I will die for a few hours and then I will wake up. Look at the beauty of understanding. Same intellect. Problem is there in the mind. The mind has a fear of the death. The same mind also has a clarity now. No, no, don't say that I will die for a few hours. Don't say that. Culture, society, conditioning. Why I don't say, why I should not say? Because I have many desires to be fulfilled. The death is not going to wait for any desire. Sleep is a short duration of the death. Death is the eternal sleep. We have reached to this point of understanding. So where is the fear? Do you prepare for deep sleep every day? Now let us take in a lighter moment. Do you? Don't you prepare? If your laptop is lying on your bed, would you like to sleep or you keep the laptop okay on the side? Laptop, now you be there because I want to prepare for my sleep. Cushion is okay, pillow is okay. Ambient lighting, incense sticks, because I'm going to sleep and I don't know what is sleep. No, no, I'm very logical. I take extra care. I sleep only at 10 p.m. every day. Now I prepare. I switch on the ambient lighting. I switch on the incense sticks. What I said, sleep is a short duration. Then I will not sleep from today. That is why it asked you that you have to be bold. If your mind is thinking, no, now I will not sleep, I still have a fear of death. But that you cannot prevent it. You will get the sleep. We try to hold on to the things which is not in our control. Who does it? Mind. What is this mind? It is the false I. No, no, look, we are trying to understand. We are existence, consciousness, and bliss. So I gave you one reference. Sleep does not mean that I'm unconscious or consciousness is not there. Sleep also does not mean that the happiness is not there. So when I move into from happiness to unhappiness, from profit to the loss or likes and dislikes, it is the interpretation of the mind. It has nothing to do with that pure state of happiness. Because after that, there are a lot of very subtle principles are coming. So I thought better to talk about this. But yes, this guy inspired me who said, you have not saved my mouth. Who can save? Jesus gone, Buddha gone, my master. But we are understanding. We are understanding. We never die. That is what we are understanding. I told you the doctor can save me from the sickness. No doctor can save me from the death. That is why they say, I am sorry. They are very clear. We are not clear. We are always. So there is a saying in Eastern wisdom, the guru means the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom saves you from the death. Oh, how come? Doctor cannot save you from the death. Eastern wisdom or the guru, we say, teacher saves you from the death. Meaning of what? Death is understood. What is that understood? That we never die. Why we never die? We are of the nature of existence, consciousness, and bliss. We are not wave, we are water. We are not the earring, gold necklace, nose pin, gold necklace. We are the gold. Gold never dies. Matter is neither created nor destroyed. So the master says Eastern wisdom helps you or save you from the death. Now the fear of death is not there. Death is associated with the body and the mind and reflected consciousness of likes and dislikes, of desires, of pain and happiness, unhappiness, sickness, and the health. But that Satchidananda, existence, consciousness, and bliss is not at all affected by any one of them. They are experiences of the mind. You never die. So, how the Eastern wisdom save you from the death? Because you never die. You never die. What about the death and the sleep? Your sleep is short death, I told you. Think of it. Contemplate and reflect. Don't start thinking now I will not sleep because the death will come. That is why the masters do not teach these higher principles to the non seekers. Oh, we have been doing it for a couple of years, so now I thought better is the right time to talk about it. Sleep is a short duration of the death. The death means that you are ever sleeping. So the masters of the Eastern wisdom, they don't cry, they don't have a fear. They say we are going to the eternal sleep now. We are scared. We are scared of the fear of the death. And then, huh? So, what is that? That is an awakening. I'm repeating again, the doctor saves you from a disease, no doubt about it. Manages, minimizes, reduces, whatever it is, not from the death. Eastern wisdom saves you from the death because we know what we know. We never die. So there is a fear of death and we never die. Fear of death, we never die. So the fear is gone. That much of understanding. Why we are not scared while preparing for sleep? Can you answer that? We are preparing for the death every day. If not, tell me. So the last point today, then yeah, I will take up this topic again in a different way. So you might have heard that the master lied down to fall into the eternal sleep. I have seen couple of masters. They say I'm sitting into meditation now and going to leave the body. Wait, and we saw him a couple of hours. We saw that he is gone. He left the body. Why I don't want to speak about it because the law of the country say you are committing suicide. I'll let us you go to the prison. It has nothing to do with that. Willingly they do it. Willingly they do it. At least we are saved from the fear of the death. Even great master declared. Many masters. I've met at least two or three masters I've seen. And it was not a scary moment. It was a joyful that a person can leave the body in such a state of serenity and a calmness and the smile on the face. I will leave the body. They never say, I will die today. Because we never die. So that is the journey of the Eastern wisdom. We say we understand the death, fear of the death, anxiety, mind, intellect. We compare it with the three states of the mind and we recognize and then we transcend the fear of the death and we are into that state. Last point is the most important of everything. If I can leave the body consciously, I can also take the body consciously. When we all were born, we were born in ignorance. We don't know. So, at individual level, who is not realized, they they take birth in ignorance. So we all live in ignorance. They take the birth in knowledge. What is that process known as? Avatara, reincarnation. Since their birth, they are full of the knowledge, but they follow the laws of the nature and they live, they guide people, and then they say, now the time has come to go to the eternal sleep again. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed, and you see, everything is done by the mind. You heard it through your ears, you did it, you closed your eyes. Mind, why you come in between? My real self and the word. Yes, the word and the mind are exactly the same thing. So when I say close your eyes, yadi deham prathakrityah chiti vishramya tisthasi adunaiva sukhi shantah bandha mukto bhavishyasi. If I separate by discernment that I am not the body and the mind, I am that. That is another interpretation, and that's where we're asking the mind and the intellect to contemplate, reflect, and be there. And in such a simple way, look at the neck joint. Who is looking? Mind. Who is experiencing? Mind. How I know the neck joint? Through the mind. Really? Who named it as a neck? It's a convention. And when I drop this convention, then what is left? Convention is not the knowledge. It is a part of the knowledge. hmm. Shoulder joint. It demands a very subtle awareness to pick up that everything is done by the mind. So, shoulder joint, again, understand. Who knows shoulder joint? Mind. Who named it shoulder joint? Mind. Who experiences it? Mind. Oh, what is common factor? Common factor is, I will not say, awareness of the entire body. Entire body. Very good. Who knows the body? Mind. Whatever the mind knows cannot be I am. Keep that awareness. Simple meaning that I am not the body. Oh, yes. You are right, but still the fear of the death doesn't leave you. But anyhow, who knows the body? Mind. Who experiences the body? Mind. Who named it? Mind. Mind. So, when we say transcending the mind, even when you are aware of the body, you are aware of the sensation, comfort, and steadiness, you also have an awareness that I am not the body. That is the meaning of transcending the mind. Transcending the mind does not mean that, okay, I body will go to the cremation ground and then that is not the case. But we take it that way. That is why we don't want to talk about the death. Hmm. Awareness of the body. Body is an object to the mind. Mind always can easily perceive the objective reality. Mind has, due to the convention, named it through the language that this is the body. So again, everything mind does, yes. So if the mind does anything in ignorance, you will cause fear, anxiety, duality, conflict, and long list. Oh, yes. So what is left? I will not say. Be carefree. So when everything is happening in the mind, through the mind, by the mind, to the mind, oh, there comes being carefree. carefree? Yeah, we'll understand through the language free from all the cares of the mind. How the mind cares? Mind 99.9 cares that I should continue to exist and that I is the body, mind, and that I, because it is body and the mind, I have a personal, professional, social, family life. Because I have all these four lives, I have desires, and I have desires because of the likes and dislikes. And because of those desires, I fall into a delusion. I have to be carefree. That is oversimplified by saying, what I say? Thoughts are coming, let them come and go. Feeling and emotions are coming and going, let them come and go. Why? I have already explained systematically. Cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. Because I'm the body and the mind. So, Master in one text simply says because I'm the body and the mind. In another text, they say because of the thought. In third text, it's because of the false eye. So if you study these texts by yourself, you will not. That is why Guru saves you from the death. So when you are aware of the thoughts coming and going, they do not stay. In the background, you are becoming aware of the fears, anxiety, pleasure, duality, conflict, all the garbage in the mind. But how it can happen? It can happen by regular practice with commitment, with sincerity. That commitment and sincerity will help you reveal all these what I have just explained, being carefree. What is the meaning of being carefree? Another meaning. On one side, you understand, you understand where the thought, feeling, emotions are there. It is because I am the body and the mind. On the other side, you are aware I'm not the body and the mind. There is a simultaneous awareness. That is the meaning of transcending the mind. Transcending the mind is not falling into unconsciousness. No meditation is an unconscious habitual process. We had a good laugh sharing the experiences. I fell into deep sleep. You are not meditating then. So there is a clear discernment and also the dispassion. I am the body and the mind, it is there, and I can recognize, okay, I know. And same mind with an extreme awareness, it says, I am. And that I am is Satchidanand. That I am is absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. When? Here and now. In all the locations, in all the relationship. So when we say the death, death is basically a death of ignorance. So people die in ignorance, they will cry, they will have a fear and anxiety, duality and a conflict all the time. I have not done anything, my son, for you. Even if you do something for your, it's a very bold, extremely bold step. Only two steps, even one step is enough. Being comfortable, being carefree. With reference to, I'm repeating again now, pick up that and reflect on that. Sleep is short duration of the death. And that death of the mind is meditation. And that is the eternal sleep. Eternal sleep from ignorance. Then what happens? Then I'm only aware of what I am, and what I am is absolute existence, consciousness, and bliss. It is like saying you're a man, and continue to emphasize that you're a man. So I will continue to emphasize it until you realize that, yes, this is what I am. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We will share our experiences. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good, sir. Thank you very much. Interesting lesson. It during what I've learned, especially on Saturdays, is that every time you say we're going deeper, I'm like, okay, this is going to be another lesson that we have to listen to again because I like when you say that, and then I listen to what you have to say, and then I stop the tape so that I could really contemplate and reflect on that. So there's a lot that needs to go on in this. When we closed our eyes, I was completely settled and finding myself to be able to settle into meditation faster with nothing going on, just complete silence. So it's setting up and leaning into that real self, um, trying to do it every minute of every day. Um, at the end of my meditation, the thought that came into my mind that was like this, oh, look, I'm practicing death every single day. So
Yeah.
it kind of made it lighthearted so that it was like, oh, it's no big deal. I mean, when it comes, and that's it. So all good. So thank you very much for the lesson.
Yes, the journey is a two-way communication. That the as seeker listens, contemplates, reflects, and practices, he rises in his level of awareness to match with the awareness that is demanded in these principles. So that is how the teacher passes on this wisdom. And once they match, we are already there. We are there. Beautiful. How are you, Samir?
Sir, as our mind gets more happiness inside, it becomes dispassion occurs automatically. When you in your daily life you compare outside results and inside results,
Yes,
so slowly you get into start going into dispassion. Means it is
yes,
not, it is your own experience that is more powerful, which means contemplation is also necessary, but your own experience in day to day life takes you in dispassion slowly, and then you
you,
automatically move into this journey, I think
yes,
so.
yes. Who cares a penny lying on the table when you are a millionaire of happiness inside? That is the state of dispassion. But how it works, because I'm constantly redirecting the mind that the permanent happiness is within me. I have to maintain that awareness. I have to contemplate on these principles. I have to reflect. Yes, he is right. Dispassion is natural. When I recognize that permanent happiness is within me, first by intellectual conviction, second by contemplation and reflection, third by the practice. Yes, you're right. Beautiful. How are you, David and Jerry?
Thank you very much. Yeah, the lesson was brought a lot of perspective to life and death, and the continuance of our existence is very powerful. Going into meditation, I found my mind kind of doing a mind thing, and I said to myself, "No, this is not. This is temporary. Just focus on my real self." And I went into a deep meditation. So thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Listen to it again and again. So, yeah, it's a really, I can say that this body is 65 years old, but can I really claim that I am 65 years old or 66? No, sorry, I did it wrong. I'm not 66. No, answer is no. When that reflection takes place, we enter into a new mode of awareness. And that awareness takes care of everything. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. The lesson took me through kind of a ladder of thought, with the foundational being rooted in the knowledge, and but then in living, looking at the fears and understanding that, and just accepting them. So they'll come, they'll go. The fears will come and go. The emotions will come and go. We can't schedule them or anything like that. So we accept them, we notice them, and then the actions change. And then the love's unconditional. And
Yep.
the voice is rooted in that knowledge. So that becomes really authentic in our life. And our perspective becomes really clear. And then that awareness has awakened us. So it's enlightened us. And so I just went through this ladder.
Yeah. At the external level, our thought, our speech, our action, our personal life, our social life, they are like a curtain, but deeper inside, behind the curtain, that uh, real self constantly continues to exist, is conscious, and also of the nature of happiness. So, yes, at the outer level, as you said, action part, thought part, we have to do all these activities, but at the same time, when I see, when I see that awakening, that realization, that cognition has taken place, that cognition is known as awakening or enlightenment, whatever we want to say it. Beautifully shared. And how are you, Dennis? And then I'll come to Brandy. Yes.
Thank you for the lesson. I was thinking about the deep sleep and the death and how these states are similar and different. So my understanding is that the consciousness is present in the deep sleep, but is not manifested, which is why we are not able to perceive in the deep sleep. And the tool of consciousness that actually perceives is the mind.
Yes.
Since absent in the deep sleep, the perception is not possible, but consciousness is still there, ready to start perceiving again when the mind awakes.
Yeah.
And the thought that crossed my mind is that when we wake up after the deep sleep, we wake up in the same body, and when we wake up from the death, we just wake up in a different body.
Good.
And then your last statement that if I leave the body consciously, then I can take the body, means be born consciously and reincarnate, is very inspiring
Natural.
indeed. Thank you.
Beautiful. One modification, you are 100% right. You are awakened, and after awakening, still you fall into sleep. Nobody can get rid of the sleep. Well, it's a law of the nature. But now, every time now, after awakening, you wake up from the sleep, you fully know that I am real self and this body, mind, and intellect are instruments. But one day you leave the body forever, you take another body. Both the cases, in both the cases. That is why I told you that those enlightened masters, I met three masters, they said, okay, today I'm leaving the body. And they continued to sit in the lotus pose as if I'm leaving the car, second-hand car, used car. 66 years old, this crazy body. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thank you. The lesson when you talk about sleep, waking state, dream state, and deep sleep always helps me understand real self better. And I was thinking about my really good friend died a couple years ago, and I remembered that I asked you if I would still be able to communicate with her, after she left the body. And you were like, I think your response was something like, how can you communicate with her if you're separate from her, right? Or if you're like, I remember the answer being like, there you it's not, it's the same thing, you're the same thing. And it was so clear to me, because I was hoping to have like some kind of connection with her still, and like through my mind and my body. I don't know, does that make sense? But that helped me think
Yes,
about that.
yes, yes, and no, both. When you reach to that state where you can transcend the body and the mind, that is perhaps another way people in this part of the world use out of the body experience. First thing to understand. Second thing, now if I have the out of the body experience, I can instantly be aware of another body and the mind, which we normally say an individual. Yes, we can definitely, in that way, we can definitely communicate. Yeah, that is possible. How are you, Terry? You are real self.
Thank you for going to that level. I want to add to what Dennis said. When we prepare for sleep, at least in my experience, we expect to awaken. So therefore, and then I realized that I don't really, and I'm happy to experience this passion, and but I don't know what is bliss. In other words, well, I don't know if when I was a young child, I experienced happiness. Now I just, I like to be neutral, and that is good. But the different, the difference between sleep and death is that we do not anticipate waking up. And if you have ever, yeah,
Oh,
when you,
very good. So in deep sleep, you anticipate that you are going to wake up.
before you go to sleep,
Before, in
that
the
is what,
waking state, but you don't know anything about the sleep state.
but you think, okay, but you look forward to it with
Uh,
joy.
So why don't you
You
look forward to transcend the body and the mind and be awakened?
oh, yes, why not? Why not? Well, why
Why
not?
not? Yes.
But
And if that is,
my question, when the masters chose to leave, I was wondering how they chose. How did they know to do it right then?
they know
Then
it.
they know,
Yeah,
and I
they
guess
know it
I
at a
don't know.
particular,
So, huh?
they know it which day, which time they have to do it. Many masters do it consciously. Now, they are already separate from the body. When your car has stopped working, it complains, and
Oh,
time comes. They had that understanding.
yes.
They do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you are real self. And how are you, Ashok?
Namaste, sir. Sir, I'm good,
Namaste.
fine. Peace and calm.
Peace and calm. तो भाई कुछ थोड़ी सी आंख खोल के भी सुना करो।